You are at war. And you cannot be preaching peace in a time of war. That's the whole point. There is war against you. I've told you, it has nothing to do with what you did or did not do. As a man, you bring direction to society. You bring tranquility and sanity to society. You bring structure to society. So the only way for the society to lose all these features is to attack the man. This is man or war. You are at war as a man. You are at war. As a man, you are meant to wake up every morning and remind yourself that you are going to battle. There is outdoor war waiting for you. A lot of men are fighting internal wars. And this war begins from your inside, your struggles, your childhood trauma, everything you've been through as a child. You are struggling, conflict, internal conflict. Because it's divided into two parts, internal conflicts and external conflicts. How do you overcome these things? Thank you, brother. If you can overcome your internal conflicts, sometimes you may not be able to overcome them. You have to manage them and consciously rise above the struggles and these battles. If you can overcome your internal conflicts, then the external conflicts will be easier for you to deal with because you are at war. They are not telling you that as a man you are at war. There is war against masculinity. Thank you, bro. The society wants to go crazy. So the man has to be taken out of the way. They have to get us out of the way. So the society can turn to a bedlam and chaos. The presence of a man is the antidote to chaos. And the system understands this. That's why there is the feminization of men. There is the emasculation of men. Now you see them telling men that it's okay for a man to look like a woman. Your masculinity is under a siege. Is under an attack. And a lot of us are just seeing the humor. We are seeing the comedy. We are seeing the entertainment. We're not looking beyond the surface, below the surface. We're not looking at the bigger picture. We're not looking at the agenda. There is an agenda. You are meant to be schizophrenic as a man. You are meant to suspect every move. Because every day there are stratagems consistently being fashioned against you. Your mind, your emotions, your health, your economy. You are at war. You cannot afford to be lackadaisical. You are at war. You have to deal. Let's begin with this internal warfare. A lot of us men, we have internal. Now, so many guys watching me right now, listening to me. You are struggling with your self-esteem. You're struggling with your self-esteem. There are so many men out there are struggling with trauma, childhood trauma, the things they went through as a child, the abuse, the emotional abuse, the passive-aggressive abuse. I'm going to talk about passive-aggressive fathers. They are not vocal. They are not aggressive physically. But they have diminished their children with passive aggression. Absentee fathers. He is in the house, but he is absent. His presence is never felt in the life of his children, the lives of his children. There are so many fathers out there. And because for a man to raise a boy and initiate him into manhood, he must have been raised either by his own father, or he must have picked up the bits and pieces from life lessons and build himself to becoming a man, and through the assistance of other men, or he will transfer his dysfunctionalities, his trauma. This is what they call generational curse. People think generational curse is just somebody stood somewhere and cursed your family. No. A lot of the things that are called generational curses are traumas. The things that you went through within the confines of your own family, in the hands of your parents, by virtue of what they did and or did not do. Those could be the things that you are transferring to your own children. Thank you, South Bay, for the lights. You are at war as a man. You're at war. You have to recognize this. You have to admit that you're at war. And you have to not deny the internal struggles, the struggles you have on your inside. You feel little. You feel less than a man, because your father told you so. A lot of guys never had a father to show them the way. So they are directionless. So some of them eventually made a financial breakthrough, but they are still a wreck. Because the first breakthrough a man needs is a breakthrough of the mind. If he doesn't have a breakthrough of the mind, if he has a breakthrough in his money life, because his mind is not organized, he will lose whatever he has made. We've heard people who were living close to a golf course, living by the sea, living in expensive apartments and all that, in expensive houses, mansions. And later on, they lost everything. They lost everything. You forget that you are at war. There is war against you. There is war against you. And they don't want you to see this as warfare. They want you to see it as comedy. They want you to see it as entertainment, but they don't want you to see it as warfare. That's what it is. The stratagem of the system to emasculate men. The stratagem of the system to castrate men and feminize them. You cannot be preaching peace in a time of war. You don't have to be a man listening to this. You have boys, men in your family. You need to help the men in your family. Because I have noticed that people only care about the men in their own family. You've forgotten that the girls in your family would not marry the men in your family. So a guy can be abused by other women, it's fine. But if he's your own brother, then it's wrong. So as a man, you cannot be preaching peace in a time of war. No, that's an error. You are at war. Desperate times require desperate measures. So the point here is, when you are at war, you don't do peacemaking. No, you keep peace. You don't make peace when you are at war. Exactly, my brother. You are at war, brothers and sisters, my brothers. You are at war. You keep the peace that is available if there's any peace. But you have to be a warrior. You have to be a warrior. There is war against your economy. Listen. See, a man without an economy, I have said this like 1,000 times. A man without a sustainable personal economy. I'm not saying a man without billions. No, don't get me wrong. A man without an economy, a sustainable economy. And listen, the first reason why you need to have a sustainable personal economy is because of you. You have to be able to take care of yourself. Not because you want to impress a girl, no. So that you can have the freedom to buy any experience you want. Because men have been told not to put themselves first. No. Put the whole world first except yourself. Reverse psychological war against you. They reverse the psychology. So when you want to make money, you are not thinking about yourself, you're thinking about others. That's why a lot of men made money. They didn't even live long to enjoy the money. So when you realize that you're at war, you will stop making peace. You will start keeping the peace that is available. Economic warfare will disturb any sane, responsible man. Sustainable economy. So you are able to take care of yourself, and then you're able to take care of the people that you are responsible for. So there is a war against what you do for money. There is war against what you do for money. I'm going to teach you some principles. And these are tested and trusted principles that I applied into my own life. I'm just going to share one of them with you, and then I'll wrap it up for now. Listen to me, brothers. The reward for work is money. The reward. When you go out of your house in the morning, to your business, to your job, the reason you are doing it is so you can make financial profits. Either you're an employee, you're an employer, so that at the end of the month or at the end of the week or every day, you make money. It is an error for you to have this idea that it's okay to work and not have money. It's an error. That is not the plan of the gracious, benevolent, merciful God who is just and fair. And there are universal laws. He has said that when you work, you have to get money. So if you are working, and you are not seeing money, there is an error. There is a warfare against your economy. That's the whole idea. It's not against your work. Nothing is wrong with your work. Something has been set to attack your personal economy. So you just work. And a lot of people, they get used to that kind of situation. That's the way life is. You know, you work, no money. And one of the ways that the enemy wins this war against you is through your own confessions. I listen to people sometimes and I just laugh. You want to paint Nigeria so bad. No money anywhere, but you wake up in the morning and you go out. If there is no money anywhere, why are you going out? Sleep in your house. There is no money anywhere. So what are you looking for? So you already send words that are counterproductive to your efforts ahead of yourself. They go to attract similar frequency and vibrations, and they bring them back to you. And you are wondering every day, you are going this country safe, the Buhari, this one. You are the one causing yourself. You don't know. You are at war. You can't be living because you want to impress other people so they won't think that you are different, you are proud. You see, negative people are always looking. Misery loves company. Negative, you cannot simultaneously prevent and prepare for war. Negative people always want you to endorse them. It takes a person of courage. It takes a person of courage. To say that, no, I'm not going to be negative. This is very strong. Ayokunle said, you cannot simultaneously prevent and prepare for war. Wow, this is deep, man. So, in other words, you are meant to prepare for war. I think me and you, we should go live in the evening. I want you to explain this to the audience. So the reward of work, let me try and close this. The reward for work is money. So if you are working, there's no money, don't accept it as a norm. Like people accept it as it's normal. There's no business, no work. And if you tell most people who are negative and close-minded, please don't say that they think you are proud. Or you wonder why your life is the same way it is. Because insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, applying the same method, getting the same results, and getting upset. You need to get different results. You have to change your method. Economic warfare. I'm going to speak more on that in another session. But in the evening today, maybe around 8, I'll speak with Ayokunle. I want him to come and share, expatiate on these comments. You cannot simultaneously prevent and prepare for war. Strategy, bro, don't let everything out now, bro. Keep it. Keep it. I want you to share all this in the evening with the followers. Thank you all for the likes and the gifts and everything. We will see in the evening, but this is going to be massive tonight. Massive. Anything from 8 o'clock is going to be massive. So please make sure you are online. Cheers, everyone.